Might have just been me, but I would love for the new opening of Naruto to be that Naruto sing-along with the Biju. That shit was absolutely hilarious. So this episode of Naruto definitely could have been a lot better, but unfortunately it was plagued with filler parts. Some of the filler parts made sense, and I understand, knowing what I know from the manga, I understand why some of them were there, and it's to add, I guess, more attachment and more development with certain characters, but overall, I feel as though a lot of this filler plagued the episode, and we even had a bit of recap with the Toby stuff from last week, and just, I guess they're trying to slow things down and stretch things out so we don't get, like, you know, full-on filler arcs and whatnot, but this episode was just plagued with filler, and some of it, again, most of it was trying to do something. They were trying to, you know, extend with these characters, make you keep on remembering, okay, these characters are around, these characters are doing things, these characters are working hard, but some of them just, like, they didn't really add anything to it. Like, for example, the Neji stuff with the two soldiers, they're literally just running through the woods and saying, hey, I heard there's a Madara thing. Especially when the two soldiers are talking before even Neji, that just felt like absolutely pointless. Like, we know what's going on. We know Madara's there. We don't need that. Maybe, like, 5-year-olds need a recap or something, but we already know everything that's been going down. So those filler parts were just definitely, like, useless. Maybe seeing Neji a bit was cool, whatever, but still wasn't, you know, there was no point to it really because he didn't add anything. There was no motivational speech. There wasn't anything. The stuff with Ino and Shikamaru's dads, I definitely say was better because it gave you a little bit more. You see that Ino's father's working hard as hell, blood coming from his nose, and Shikamaru's dad is working hard as well. You see the workers in there are passing out. So I liked that particular bit more. It was still filler, but it made more sense because it just showed that these characters, they might not be on the battlefield. They might only be behind the scenes, but they're still working hard as hell. Yeah, it's filler, but it's not that bad of filler. And the animation for this episode wasn't that bad as well. The animation was pretty awesome for the most part with this episode. Even though the filler parts were there, I still say that some of them made sense. So I give it a little bit of slack in that aspect. The Konoha 11 scene with seeing all of them running through the rain and everything and giving their thoughts on Naruto, their take and whatnot. For the most part, I like them, especially Hinata's one. I love Hinata's one. I thought that it just showed really that she's truly trying to become a developed character aside from the tits, and I really appreciate that we get to see more of a display of that, where she's like, no, I'm going to walk hand in hand with you and whatnot. So I liked most of the things except Kiba. Kiba, you were never, and I repeat, never Naruto's rival. You're talking about when I get there, I'm going to help you, Madara. You ain't helping a motherfucking thing. Kiba gets on my goddamn nerves out of the entire Konoha 11. He's the one that's like, dog, you are not Naruto's rival. You are not going to do one motherfucking thing against Madara. You need to sit your puppy ass down and take a seat, alright? I just couldn't handle it when he said, oh, we've been rivals. But no, you're not his rival. He's way out of your league. He farted on you in the freaking tuning exams. You need to stop and sit down. Don't run any further. Rant over. And it was just good again to see the Konoha 11 and see that they're running as well to the battlefield and whatnot. How long it'll take, who knows, but just the fact of the matter that they're working hard as well. I guess this episode was mainly to display that everyone's working hard in every which way they possibly can in order to stop this war. So the Konoha 11 scene, probably one of my most favorite parts. And we get footsteps in the rain, and more footsteps, and more footsteps. Like, seriously, they dragged the hell out of that scene with the footsteps in the rain. It was like 30 seconds of just looking at the ground with footsteps in rain. All for an ominous look from Sasuke. What will he do? Cool little ending bit, but really this episode didn't provide too much at all, aside from, I'd say if anything, the filler bits gave more progression and development than anything, because it just shows that they are actually working to the point where Ino's father, you know, has blood coming down his nose. That's how hard they're working and stuff like that. So the filler bits were actually some of the best bits. That, and I'd say the Konoha 11 stuff. Overall, though, this episode could have definitely been a lot better without some of those filler bits. And just, it seemed weird having random filler bits in there of Neji and two soldiers, especially two soldiers commentating about shit that we already know. Even though we had a couple of good moments, you know, that epic ending with Sasuke looking in the rain and whatnot, and also the Konoha 11, it didn't really give much progression or add much at all, except, like, I guess some motivational things and seeing the outline of the goals of the Konoha 11. So I'm gonna give this one 6.5 out of 10. It was fine. Could have been a lot better, and especially after coming off of last week's godlike episode, definitely not at that standard, but it was still enjoyable nonetheless. Let me know what you think, though. First of all, Sasuke, where is he heading right now? Is he heading to the battlefield with Madara and the Kages? Where exactly do you think he's heading? Of course, if you're an anime-only viewer. And the filler bits, did you think that they were necessary? I guess, like I said, to an extent, they were necessary. necessary. Some of them were actually pretty good. The ones with Shikamaru and Ino's dad. The ones with Neji, while I understand in a way why they added it there, the two soldiers talking and just the two soldiers in general were just so freaking irrelevant and just terrible waste of time. And what do you think about that Naruto sing-along? Did you have a good laugh like me? I'm not gonna lie, that was a great way to start the episode. It just gave me a smile. But that's all I have for this review. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Thumbs up for Sasuke if he's about to go ham or something, because right now he's giving that crazy look and can't wait to see what's gonna happen next. Even though I already know. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.